Yusuf, I want to start with your reflections on this anniversary because you grew up in Gaza, you were a journalist there for a long time, you still have family, including your parents there. What is going through your mind?
I still cannot believe that the city of my birth is systematically being destroyed as we speak right now. It breaks my heart that those family members that I grew up with, they are no longer there. I lost my sister, Asma, and her beautiful 7 children, nephews and nieces, and dozens of my relatives. The house I grew up in is destroyed. My family is internally displaced, and they are facing man-made starvation and famine. So it's really devastating to me that we, on the 2nd anniversary of this genocide, that my family have been busy surviving. But what worse than that is that they are unable to grieve, because this ongoing genocide means that they have to look for themselves, the safety, they have to hide, they have to look for the food. So I'm outraged from the complicity and silence of the governments of the world who are taking little steps to pressure Israel to end this genocide. This should not have lasted for almost 2 years.
And so when you talk about that silence, obviously a lot of Western governments have recognised the state of Palestine recently. There is a growing swell, a growing movement amongst both public opinion and several countries. How does that fit into it for you? Obviously, there is a lot of celebration, but it must be very difficult as well, as you say.
It's a welcome step. It's a symbolic one. It means a lot to us that finally the world has awakened. The governments of the world, they recognize Palestine as a state. But will Israel abide by this recognition? Will it end the occupation? What does it mean that Palestine is recognized while people are being ethnically cleansed, being genocided? We have no sovereignty on our borders. We have no airport, no seaport. It's a long overdue recognition, but we have been existed for centuries. So the main issue here is to remove the denial of our existence. So I wish that the world will really stand firm against Israeli colonization and occupation, and I'm happy because of the solidarity and growing support for the Palestinian cause. When governments fail their people, they don't speak up to the injustice, then people take the initiatives, and I'm proud of the activists who risk their lives on board of the flotilla coming to Gaza to break the siege. And I see millions around the world, especially in London, they voice their concern and anger and frustration that it's enough. Palestinians must be liberated. Palestinians must have their self-defense, because Palestinians need the security. And it's outrageous that the world is allowing this injustice and suffering to go on for 80 years.
I want to talk more about the response from Israel to these countries recognising the state of Palestine, because there were fears that they would provoke a stronger response, more retaliation in terms of annexation of the West Bank and so on. Has that produced itself? And arguably many would say it's already happening.
Well, it's pathetic because Israel is isolated more than any other time. And Israel says that this recognition is a reward for Hamas. It's not. The world is outraged from Israel's violations of international law, humanitarian law. The world is astonished from the level of oppression that Israel is imposing on the Palestinian side. So I think the next step is to impose effective sanctions on Israel, to force it to abide by international law, to translate this symbolic recognition into practicality on the ground. Also, what's needed is to impose full arms embargo. Israel must feel the pressure because it's out of control. It has never been held accountable. Netanyahu is wanted by the ICJ.
And you made the point just previously that this recognition of Palestinian statehood, it is one step, but it does not add that pressure. And so many people would say it's all very well doing it, but what now?
Netanyahu laughed and he said that he will punish those countries who dare to recognize Palestine. Imagine the mentality of this person. So unless they feel the pressure, then Israel will continue to treat Palestinians as collateral damage and as numbers.
And what about those countries, Germany, Italy, who say they won't recognize Palestine right now? Do you see ever in the future a shift there, or do you think that that's something that's unlikely to change?
This recognition is not going to create a Palestinian state instantly. It's the first step to tell the world that Palestinians deserve to be a free nation. Those who abstained from recognizing Palestine as a state, they will be remembered by Palestinians are the ones who actually prolonged the absence of Palestinian statehood. Palestinians are happy to see the Palestinian flag waved around the world. They are happy to see the Palestinian kufiyya waved around the world. Israel wants to killed the Palestinian dream, but the whole world became Palestine. And Israel is annoyed from this growing solidarity and support. Israel is isolated, as I said, more than any time before. And I think they have to realize that what they are doing is not going to be loved. They are the most hated nation on earth. See what happened to them when they go to vacationing in Thailand and so on. So I think it's important that they realize that they did not only shoot themselves in the foot, but in the head.